came out with Diddy attacking Cassie, you got a lot of people that feel like Diddy, he probably had something to do with Kim Porter death, and they want the police to reopen her case. How you feel about that?
My man, I wish, for the sake of Kim's family, because bruh, if you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then had security, 24-hour security at the funeral home, so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. I think that they should reopen our case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace.
Child, listen. The feds are doing everything under the sun to make sure that the king of the bad boys never ever Diddy bops out in these streets again. They are digging into his past, combing through the hundreds of tapes and evidence that they found in his home during the raids, and opening up old cases that were once closed and charging him with newer ones. And it looks like the truth of what really happens to Kim Porter is finally coming to light, and she will finally be getting the justice that she deserves. So Kim's case was recently unsealed after all of these years, and her family is more than happy to put the pieces together as long as Diddy gets what's coming to him. And y'all, Diddy tortured that poor woman until her final days. And get this, Al B. Sure and Quincy Brown are working closely together to reveal more evidence about what Kim Porter really went through, including her private diaries where she noted everything that happened. I know that when we think of Kim Porter, we immediately think of the hoodlum that she was attached to. You know, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Diddy, Brotherly Love, or whatever the in federal prison are calling him today. But this was a real person, a devoted mother and sister, friend, full of life and love. She was a stunning model and actress who carried her beauty and Southern pride with her everywhere she went. And then she and Puffy met, and believe me when I say he turned her life upside down.
Here, Diddy putting hands on Kim Porter.
Well, see, he always do, like I told you, he be doing that. He'll start off, he'll have something on his mind, and he'll like that play fight with them. You understand? And he'll be hurting them when they to the point where they'll be like, yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they got the room is locked. You don't hear none of that. And then, you know, Kim would walk out in her white robe, and you could see it in her face. But what are you gonna do?
Puffy was all out in these streets, sleeping with whomever he wanted, male or female, and he made sure that Kim operated under a very different set of rules. According to leaked pages of her memoir, Diddy paid people to install cameras in this woman's house that only he had access to, and the worst part is, she didn't even know about it until it was too late. When Diddy found out that Kim was trying to free herself of him and was dating actor Jackie Long, Diddy's narcissistic and controlling behind got his goons on Jackie, and they jumped him and extorted $100,000 from him. Jackie was so scared that he immediately backed off, and Kim went back to Puffy, probably to stop him from hurting anyone else that she may have been associated with romantically. But one day, Kim said enough was enough, and Diddy was out of town, so she ran to his house, taking all the furniture along with her and everything else of significant value. From reports of that case, Diddy and Kim appeared to be on good terms after the incident where she was forced to run for her life. But you know Diddy, and he doesn't forget or forgive very easily. Too many people have gone missing for way less. And that's what makes Kim's passing very sus. The day before she passed, she was out with family, smiling and having a good time. The next day, out of nowhere, she passes away from pneumonia. But the official cause of her death was altered 3 times. The first autopsy report said that she was poisoned, and then it was natural causes, but before long, it was claimed that she died from pneumonia. Ed Winter, the coroner who did Kim's autopsy, claimed that there was poison in her bloodstream, but he's not here to verify that again because he shortly after.
Other than a house key, a woman gonna keep her phone and you know, she got a lot of different purses, but everybody always grab their phone. Why come right till today, right now, nobody knows what Kim Porter phone is. And they know they had iPhones. Why have nobody went to the cloud and got the text messages and the things off her phone? Because everything that came in that phone is text, and you know your iPhone find my phone. Nobody tried to find the phone? I would love for her son, who has all the rights, to go to and get all the stuff out the clouds. Her last text, who was she calling, who she spoke to, who called her, where was the last place her phone was at before it was destroyed and cut off. It will tell you that too.
You personally, what do you think happened to Kim Porter?
I'm not a medical, nor I was an investigator on that case. I don't believe that an individual with her, I want to say, financial status would lay up in the house and die of pneumonia without a doctor or some kind of medical person.
What made it even more chilling was how the industry was so low-key, as if they knew something was up but didn't want to say too much because they were fearful that they would be next. The only person that spoke up was her alleged ex-husband and father of her oldest child, Albie Shore, and he made it clear that he suspected foul play immediately. But guess what? He ended up in a coma 2 months later. When Albie Shore woke up from his coma, he went even harder and continued to maintain that there was more to the story than any of us realized. I do know very clearly that #Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some BS. Really? This is where I have trouble. We just celebrated our son Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health, as well seeing me and Diddy mutual exchange at the theater. I'm gonna leave it here, end quote. And get this, according to Kim's alleged unreleased memoir, Diddy allegedly jumped on Kim one day with a chair and roughed her up so badly that she ended up in the hospital. He roughed her up again after she received flowers from a producer that she had met to discuss movie roles. A few days later, the producer she met with ended up dying from the same pneumonia that claimed her life. When it comes to Kim Porter, a lot of things just weren't adding up, and Kim's family also weren't buying the story. Apparently, Diddy cut off Kim's twins from having any type of relationship with their mother's family, and he still refused to explain why he ordered a gold coffin for Kim's funeral a month before her. And you know what else? Kim's niece, Raven Walden, slapped Diddy with a lawsuit because there were some horrid things that she witnessed him do to her aunt. After Kim died, she took her bags and fled to Vietnam because she was so scared of what he would do to her if she stayed around. She came to stay with Kim initially when the twins were little and started looking after them as their nanny. The twins loved her so much and she continued to be around them until Diddy sent her away after Kim died and made it very clear to her that her services were no longer required. But everyone knows that nannies and maids see and hear everything and therefore have the inside scoop. And Diddy was allegedly trying to isolate the twins to ensure that nobody close to Kim had the same level of access to them. But when the feds started reaching out to people close to Diddy and raided Diddy's home, Raven dropped the case, stating that she was dismissing the case without prejudice. That means that she can never file the same lawsuit against him again. And this only happens when there's a settlement behind the scenes, which is probably exactly what occurred. However, we don't know how much Puffy paid to make her go away. And now, according to recent reports, Kim's family is speaking with lawyers and pulling out all the stops to get Kim's case reopened. Extra TV reported that Kim's diary entries will finally be revealed, and it documented everything that she went through. In response to this, Albie Shore said, quote, 2009 through 2018, y'all said Albie Shore has lost his mind and told to go sit down when he said this verbatim over time. And again, on the day of Kim Porter's ignored by law enforcement, and clowned when he shared what Kim told him out of desperation and warned him to watch his back as well, end quote. Y'all, there are way too many holes in this Kim Porter case, and I really hope that they look into her passing again. And there are some others that feel the same way. Quote, Kim Porter has seen everything associated with Diddy since before day one when he was just an intern, so she's seen it all, and she's been through all of it, and there definitely needs to be justice for Kim Porter, end quote. And another quote, justice for Kim Porter, now you can rest. Cuff Diddy knows what he did, trust me. Sitting in that jail, he's thought about you and every other evil that he has done. It's a wrap for Diddy. He's at home now, end quote. Now the feds are bringing down the hammer on Diddy, and they reached out to Kim's family, and they are willing to spill everything they know about his mistreatment of Kim. If the feds keep digging, they might just find the smoking to finally reopen the case. But what do you guys think? Is there foul play? Let's talk in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.